Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I am delighted to be joining you today as a life coach. For those who may not be familiar with me, my name is Angel Gilan. I am not only an NLP practitioner but also a dedicated life coach. I proudly represent the Path to Limitless Life group, a community centered on coaching and fostering a positive mindset. In our group, our primary focus is on individuals supporting each member in achieving their best selves. We aim to help the individuals overcome obstacles both daily and lifelong, guiding them towards fulfilling their potential and purpose in life. Today, we are going to delve deep into the types of stress. This session is going to be longer than usual, so I would suggest you pick up a pen and paper and jot down the information you found valuable from this presentation. We will kickstart with acute stress, which is a short-term and immediate response to a specific event or a situation, like for example a traffic jam, being stuck in traffic when you are running late for an appointment or a meeting, or when you want to have to give an important speech or a presentation in front of a large audience, like public speaking presentations, or when you are in front of an exam or test, facing a challenging exam or test that you may not feel adequately prepared for, or a job interview where you have to give a good presentation and make a good impression to the interviewer, or when you nearly miss an accident, or you have an unexpected financial expense, encountering an unexpected and significant financial expense like a major car repair or a medical bill. Conflict or argument, when you are engaged in a heated argument or conflict with a friend or a family member or a colleague. Time pressure can also be an acute stressor because facing a tight deadline at work or in personal responsibilities causing a sense of urgency. These situations triggers the body fight or flight response, leading to the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. The physiological changes associated with acute stress are meant to help the individual cope with immediate challenge. While acute stress is normal in some parts of life, chronic exposure to stressors without adequate coping mechanism can have a negative effect on health and well-being. Our next on the list is episodic acute stress, which is characterized by a pattern of experiencing frequent acute stressors. Individuals who frequently find themselves in stressful situations are prone to worry may develop episodic acute stress. To explain to your better understanding, I'm going to emphasize some types of acute stress, like constant worrying. Individuals who have a tendency to worry excessively without various aspects of their lives, even in the absence of immediate stressors, may experience episodic acute stress. Or overcommitment. Taking on too many responsibilities and commitments can lead to a constant state of time pressure and anxiety. People with overbooked schedules and multiple obligations may experience episodic acute stress or perpetual chaos. Living a chaotic and disorganized environment, whether at home or at work, can contribute to ongoing stress. Constantly dealing with disorder and confusion may lead to episodic acute stress. Frequent job changes. Individuals who change their jobs frequently or have pattern of job instability may experience stress associated with uncertainties and challenges and adapting to new work environments. The chronic procrastination. Procrastination can lead to a constant cycle of last-minute rushes to meet deadlines, causing episodic acute stress for those who habitually delay tasks. Or relationship conflicts. People who consistently find themselves in conflicts and arguments with personal relationships may experience episodic acute stress. Frequent interpersonal tensions can contribute to a persistent state of emotional turmoil. Financial instability as well, or health concerns. Individuals who frequently experience health concerns, whether real or perceived, may be prone to episodic acute stress. Constant worry about health issues can lead to a pattern of heightened stress. The episodic acute stress, if left unmanaged, can have negative consequences on physical and mental health. Developing coping strategies and seeking support from professionals can be beneficial for individuals experiencing this type of stress. Now the chronic stress, which is a long-term and often arises from ongoing situation or persistent life challenges. Examples of chronic stress are job dissatisfaction, working in a job that is unfulfilling, lacks security, or is highly demanding without sufficient rewards, can lead to a chronic stress. Or another one can be a long-term relationship strain. Ongoing conflicts or difficulties in personal relationships, such as troubled marriage or strained family dynamics, can contribute to chronic stress. The financial problems as well. Persistent financial difficulties such as chronic debt, unemployment, or struggle to make ends meet can be a significant source of chronic stress. Caregiver responsibilities. Being a long-term caregiver for a family member with chronic illness or disability can result in prolonged stress due to emotional and physical demands. The legal issues. Dealing with long-term legal problems such as ongoing lawsuits, legal disputes, or other legal challenges can contribute to chronic stress. Health issues. Coping with chronic health conditions, whether personal or family member, can result in ongoing stress. Discrimination and social injustice. Individuals who face ongoing discrimination, prejudice, or social injustice may experience chronic stress due to the persistent challenges associated with these issues. Environmental stressors. Living in a chronically stressful environment such as high crime neighborhood or polluted area or an unstable community can contribute to long-term stress. Or workplace bullying. Sustained exposure to workplace bullying, harassment, and hostile work environment can lead to chronic stress. Or also a major life change. Events such as a divorce, loss of loved ones, or relocation, especially when they happen without adequate preparation or support, can result in ongoing stress. It is important to know that the chronic stress can have serious implications for both physical and mental health, increasing the risk of conditions such as heart disease, depression, anxiety disorders, and other health problems. Managing chronic stress often requires a comprehensive approach, including lifestyle changes, social support, and professional assistance when needed. Now we move forward to the Eustress. While so far we talked about stress situations which are nothing particularly good, Eustress refers to a positive or beneficial stress that can motivate and enhance performance. Unlike distress, which is associated with negative feelings, Eustress is typically seen as a positive and constructive force. Following, I am going to give you some examples of situations that can induce Eustress. An exciting event. Anticipating and participating in exciting events such as weddings, parties, or celebrations can create positive stress. Or a challenging project. Taking on challenging project or task that align with one's skills and interests can generate a sense of excitement and accomplishment. Competitions as well. Engaging in friendly competition or sports events where there is a balance between challenge and skill can lead to Eustress. Learning opportunities. Pursuing new learning opportunities, whether it's starting a new course, learning a new skill, or taking a creative project can be a source of eustress, or it can be a career advancement, seeking a promotion or taking on a new responsibility at work that are seen as growth opportunities and can be a positive stressor. Traveling also can be a positive stressor. Planning and embarking on a trip, especially to a new and exciting destination, can create a positive stress response. The public speaking for some, not all of them. For individuals who enjoy public speaking, presenting in front of an audience can be a source of positive stress, leading to heightened focus and energy. The major life events. The positive events such as getting married, having a child, or buying a home can bring about positive stress associated with change and growth. Achievement goals. Setting and achieving personal and professional goals, whether big or small, can create a sense of accomplishment and a positive stress. The physical exercise. Engaging in challenging physical activities such as an intense workout or a competitive sports can be a source of eustress, leading to improved physical and mental well-being. As you can see, eustress is characterized by a feeling of excitement, motivation, and a sense of fulfillment. It is a normal and necessary part of life, helping individuals navigate challenges and pursue meaningful goals. However, it's essential to maintain a balance between eustress and distress to promote overall well-being. If we talked about the stress, now I'm gonna start discussing about distress, which refers to the negative or harmful stress that can have an adverse effect or on physical and mental well-being. It often arises from challenging situations or experiences that exceed an individual's ability to cope effectively. Here are some examples of situations that can lead to distress. Chronic illnesses. Dealing with a long-term or chronic health condition can be a significant source of distress due to ongoing challenges and uncertainties associated with the illness. The financial hardship. Facing persistent financial difficulties such as unemployment, mounting debt, etc. Relationship problems. Experiencing difficulties in personal relationships such as marital conflicts, family disputes, or breakdown of close friendships can be emotionally distressing as well. Loss of a loved one. Grieving the death of a family member, friend, or a loved one can result in a profound distress and emotional pain. The traumatic events. Experiencing traumatic events such as accidents, natural disasters, or acts of violence can lead to distress, often accompanied by symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Workplace stress. Enduring a consistently stressful work environment characterized by excessive workload, lack of job dissatisfaction, or workplace harassment can contribute to distress. Or you may have legal problems, as we previously discussed. Dealing with legal issues such as lawsuits, criminal charges, or other legal challenges can be a significant source of distress. Academic pressure. Students facing intense academic pressure, such as high-stakes exams, competitions, or academic failure may experience stress. Or stress or distress can be found in major life changes. Events like divorce, relocation, or major career changes can be distressing due to the uncertainties and adjustment they are bringing. The social isolation, and we found that during the pandemic. Persistent loneliness and social isolation can lead to emotional distress, as human beings generally need social connections for psychological well-being. It is very important to recognize distress and seek appropriate support and coping mechanism. Chronic exposure to distress without effective stress management can contribute to various health issues, including anxiety disorders, depression, and physical health problems. Seeking professional help and adopting healthy coping strategies are essential for managing distress effectively. Our next on the list is the traumatic stress, which is a type of stress that results from exposure to traumatic events or experiences. These events often involve a threat to one's physical or emotional well-being, and the individual may perceive a lack of control or inability to cope with the situation. Traumatic stress examples can be a combat exposure, like, for example, military personnel who have experienced combat situations may develop traumatic stress due to the intense and life-threatening nature of such experiences. Or it can be a natural disaster. And these traumatic events we find in our daily life more and more nowadays. The natural disaster survivors of an earthquake, hurricane, floods, wildfires, and other natural disasters may experience traumatic stress, particularly if they witness the destruction, loss of loved ones, and endure life-threatening situations. Serious accidents as well, physical and sexual assaults. Victims of physical or sexual assaults may suffer from traumatic stress due to the violation of personal safety and emotional impact of the event. Or it can be a terrorist attack. Individuals who have experienced or witnessed terrorist attacks may develop traumatic stress, especially if they are directly affected by the violence. The childhood abuse. Survivors of childhood abuse, whether physical, emotional, or sexual, may experience traumatic stress that can persist into adulthood. Kidnapping and hostage situation, that can also happen, not very often, but it can happen. Individuals who have been kidnapped or held hostage may suffer from traumatic stress due to the threat of their safety and the unpredictable nature of the experience. Or it can be a medical trauma. Patients who have undergone life-threatening medical procedures, survived serious illnesses, or experienced traumatic medical events may develop traumatic stress. Loss of loved ones, witness or experience the sudden and unexpected death of a loved one, especially in a violent or traumatic circumstance, can lead to traumatic stress. And war refugees, individuals who have fled war, torn regions as refugees may experience traumatic stress from the violence, displacement, and loss associated with the armed conflicts. The traumatic stress can result in symptoms such as flashbacks, nightmares, anxiety, depression, and emotional numbing. It may lead to the development of post-traumatic stress disorder, or as you may know it, PTSD in some cases. Seeking professional support and intervention is crucial for individuals who have experienced traumatic events to cope with aftermath and promote healing. So we went through all the stress factors, stress situations, and how stress affects our mind and body. The question now remains, how can we overcome stress and how can we avoid stressful situations? But that is a topic which I will discuss in my next video. I hope you found this information valuable. If you did, please hit your thumbs up and leave your comments below. Have a great day and I will see you in my next video.